cover page. For the roads, the city, the streets or the roads department has done over 204 locations of coal patching. We had 2 snowplow events, as you can see, on the 3rd of February and the 18th of February. They have replaced 42 signs, and they've had 18 call-outs for weather events, snow events, salting events, and whatnot. Water department, we've had 56 water main breaks. And as Jim Hollinsworth from Hennessy said, the utility concrete repairs will be going out in May. Unfortunately, there will be a large cost in that category. We've had 180 missed dig items that we've had to go out and mark out on the roadways because of various reasons. Some of the sewer people, one of the sewer individuals was stepped up during an absence from one of our supervisors out of the sewer department. We had another injury. We've had one that has left, so the water department has also had to double and help out the sewer department. In the sewer department, we've had 3 bypass pumpings out of 4 rain events. We've had 21 called out backed up basements. We don't believe any singular one of those belongs to the city. We've had to go in and correct 28 pumps at various pump stations. Either they're mechanical failures or they are inundated with rags and towels. Now that they've got the flushable towelettes, those are a menace to pumps. 3 years ago, we'd never had this issue other than maybe once a year. Now we're almost having to do some of these pump locations daily. As far as the motor pool, our singular full-time mechanic and a part-time helper, they've handled 84 vehicle repairs. We've also had 84 vehicles that either we've had a contractor come in to assist in repairs, or we have sent them out to the various dealers for warranty work or what have you. Staffing, there is a printing error there. We have approximately 28 full-time people on record. And one item I'd like to add that was brought up a few minutes ago, as far as Council Point Park, we have a part-time individual that works over there 7 days a week. He opens and closes that Council Point Park, and he has said that, yes, the incidences with, he's saying the younger group around 4 o'clock, between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock is becoming overwhelming, where he's gone in and done a lot of the painting, a lot of the graffiti removal. He's got one individual that goes in there with his pedal bike, brings his pedal bike up on end, locks himself in one of the stalls, and he's got to try to talk the individual to come outside. He could try to clean it. It is getting bad. Does anybody have any questions for me before Jim comes up from Hennessy Engineering?
Through the chair.
Yes, go ahead.
We had 56 water main breaks in 90 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Scary.
That's a lot.
Well, the other part, as we talked about water components, let's call them, our price of our pipe has gone up. Our repair clamps has gone up. Over the weekend, we had a car hit a hydrant. Those costs have all gone up. The other part is the backfill material that we use to backfill our water main breaks. Then we also have to continue to monitor those for settlement, and we have to go back repetitively and cold patch those locations. And that's usually the road department or street department that'll go out and do that. We have not yet ventured into doing the concrete repairs on these items. We've got a lot of failing catch basins. And you see the failures on the water main. Most of our water main system are underneath our roadways. So when we have to do a repair in springtime, or let's say in the next construction season, we try to repair the concrete. Now, that's going to be exacerbated with the advent of changing out lead services. But does anybody else have any other questions?
I got two questions, actually three, if I may. Are you working any overtime in the potholes?
I think, and I would go back to the city manager, I think one weekend, or one Saturday, I think that we did go out.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, sir.
Any reason through the chair to either, well, we can't work more overtime to try to catch up on the weekends, obviously,
Right.
because, just to catch up on the potholes, like have who wants to come in, just take a truck and start taking from the list, so we catch up with some of this stuff?
Yeah, it needs to be requested.
Okay, all right.
And part of that, and Mr. Krazan has offered, but we haven't been able to get people to sign up to come in for the overtime.
That takes care of that issue. Sweepers, where we have, you got any notice when they're coming in?
I'm expecting a phone call next week when Bell Equipment gets an update on their deliveries. The 4 sweepers that we did have, they have been picked up by Bell Equipment, they're gone.
Oh, next week. I don't know if this is us or the county or whatever. Right around Dixon Gregory, somebody patched the road, then in the last 2 days put another patch, like a bump over not the whole thing. And now the trucks and the cars are hitting it like this. And I went by it tonight when I was coming to the council. So somebody attempted to fix it just recently. They put asphalt, probably looks like maybe a hot patch, but they only did like a portion of the big square, and the other part of the square is dipped in again. So I don't know if that's us or that's them.
I know that we have had a water main break in that area, and that might be our water main break,
Okay.
and it may have to be reevaluated again.
Okay, if you could just have somebody, because it's pretty bumpy. Thank you. I'm all set.
Okay, then Mr. Hollingsworth, Hennessy Engineers.
Good evening. I'll try to make it quick. I know it's been a long night and try to focus on some of the positive. We will be doing the bid openings for the concrete sectioning repairs and utility repairs April 27th. We hope to have that on the council agenda for award the first meeting in May. So we'll get moving, with some of that going. I believe GV Cement's can even bid on it for us, so hopefully we'll get some bidders and some good prices on that. And again, staying on some of the positives, you're aware that we received the grant for the Eagle for the service lead location. So that grant is to locate the water services. Every community's got to locate the water services and try to determine how many lead service leads are in the system. So we did receive a grant from Eagle for $533,000 to do that, so that's a good thing because some communities did not receive that grant. So that is a positive. So we will be trying to verify those lead service leads. Again, they'll be random, so some will be lead, some won't. And then from there, we'll make a determination of what needs to be done and where Eagle will send us next for that. And once we do that too, that'll help with our asset management plan, again, to help with the water system. We'll be able to use some of that money to locate valves, things like that, get them into our GIS system. So that'll be a positive down the road and in a way to at least help with our inventory on the water system and how we can make some improvements on there. In addition to the 2022 street projects, we're also working on the Emmons and Lincoln Pump Station. We're at about 50% on the design on those. We'll have a 60% completion meeting in May on that. The one thing I'm really glad about is we're really focusing on those with safety. We're putting in a lot of new safety equipment, and that would be like for areas where you're inside the pump station and they're on different levels. So we'll have safety equipment put in so that if anyone goes into the pump stations and gets ill or goes unconscious, there will be a way to retrieve them or get them out in a rapid manner. Also, we'll have on buildings safety equipment or safety features that will tell the Department of Public Services if they go to the pump station, if there are any gases in the pump station, that will advise them do not enter, or if you do enter, use the appropriate breathing apparatuses. Or contact the fire department as far as that goes. We are in the process of finalizing the SRF loan. We have sent the final plans into Eagle for those. That's for the sewer lining projects, both sectional and full-length liners. And then also as part of that loan, we will be doing some more sewer investigation by cleaning and televising sewer systems. Then we'll be able to rate those, and then down the road where we have issues, we'll, probably come back and look to do another SRF loan. One of the projects we've been working on with the city manager and the mayor is the leak detection for the city. We're putting together a project plan for that to hit every area of the city and trying to locate anywhere where we have water leaks that need to be repaired. We will also enter that information into a GIS system. That way we'll be able to log in when the water mains were installed, so we'll know the ages, we'll know what type of condition the valves are in, and that'll help John with a maintenance program, so he'll know what valves need to be repaired or replaced. And again, that'll help us with our water main projects to help us know how we can shut down the systems and be a lot more efficient at that. And lastly, I just wanted to talk about the retention basin. We'll be going out to bids with that shortly. And again, that will be used with the ARPA money and some of the things we'll be doing on the basin. We have some of these pressure relief valves that have failed in the basin. So we have about 80 of those. So as part of this project, we'll be replacing those. We'll be cleaning the cells out, and we'll also be, we've already done cell 1 completely. We've done the concrete restoration. We did cell 3, the floors. Now we'll finish on the walls in cell 3, and then we'll complete the concrete restoration in cell 2. So with that, I provided my report to Carrie this morning, so if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out at any time, via email, my cell phone, whatever you want to do.
Jim, as we're going through with all the cost increasing, whether for everything, what is our plan if we're going out for bid with these and they're coming in where it's astronomical? You mentioned that a couple of your communities had to turn down a couple of the bids. Was that because of the prices were just out of the ballpark for them?
Yeah, that was mainly for items that involved the water main or sewers type things. But for the concrete sectioning and repairs, I don't think the prices will jump that high. I might just defer. Do you have a rough idea what the concrete prices might be going up this year?
I would say you probably see about a 5% increase over last year, maybe to 10%, but that's pushing it.
Okay, so.
They're pretty stable as of now, and availability is pretty stable. But that's always subject to change,
Yeah. So the concrete part will be fine. We might see a slight increase in the sewer lining type work. That's under an SRF loan, so the good thing with that is that would be deferred over a 20-year period. So it's not something that will hit us immediately, and if it's, say, a 10% increase, it'll be over a 20-year period that we'll be able to pay off the loan.
There's a lot
So,
of work that's set up coming up here this next year that we hope to accomplish.
Yeah.
Do you think that any of that is in jeopardy due to the cost?
right now, I would say no, I don't anticipate it being an issue. One thing with the roads, we do have bond money, so one option might be that we try to set a certain amount each year, but we have a certain amount of money in the bonds. I would have to work with the city manager and see if, let's say it came in $200,000 higher. Can we take $200,000, say, that we might have been using from next year's bond money, move it forward into this year's bond money and get the projects done?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else for Hennessy Engineers?
Just a question, I'm through the chair, sorry.
Go ahead, yeah.
The Abbott and Howard construction, we talked about the scaling. How does that come? And have you any more idea how that occurred or how they're going to fix that?
We're looking into that right now, actually. And again, we did meet with GV Cement on some of the projects as well. So we're trying to find out if it's a manufacturer issue or what exactly is the cause of those.
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yeah.
we don't let that,
No.
we pick that up so we get it done, because that was a big project and it looked real nice when they did it.
Yeah, yep, for sure.
That's all. Thank you.
Through the chair,
Thank you.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Mr. Hellingsworth, on your report on page 4, when you're, there's a bullet here that says that you assisted with locating approximately 10 water main leaks. Were they repaired?
Yes, they were. I believe John took care of those right away. That was a good thing. One was a major leak, and we definitely work in conjunction with the Department of Public Services, and they're very proactive on that. So if they can't do it, they'll bring in the emergency contractor to do it. So yeah, they've been very, very proactive on those.
So our new leak detection machine has paid for itself already, probably.
Oh yeah, for the one leak, I think alone on Lejeune or whatever in that area, absolutely. I think that probably triple paid for it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, with that, we'll now move to citizen communications. I think it's time.
Jesus. Sat so long, I'm getting stiff. Richard Kudrak. When I read the packets on the Highland Park payments, I just got sick to my stomach. I agree with you that some of the things that come out of Lansing are just nuts. And how can you take a debt that was from Highland Park not paying their water bills and allocate that debt to 87 other communities, in many cases forcing budget adjustments in those other communities, is just nuts. But this is chump change compared to those unfunded state mandates where they come in and say, well, you got to do this. And the fact it's going to cost Lincoln Park $1.5 million that you don't have is ridiculous. Now, the fact that the DCC actually put together a complaint on this, I thought was not only wonderful, but it was long overdue. I think more and more the city and the DCC should object to all of these costs dumped on Lincoln Park by the state legislature. And along with that, I almost never hear you folks say you're going to communicate with Kara Clemente and Senator Bullock. I mean, do you forward stuff to the representative and the state senator for Lincoln Park?
Yes.
Okay. Here's a history lesson that I don't remember either. When we had some work done on road work done on 4th Street, I don't remember if it was MDOT or Wayne County, but they were going to plant a bunch of new trees in the median between Southfield and Outer Drive. And I don't have any memory that was ever done, and I have really no memory who was going to do it. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Well, there were trees that were removed because they were diseased.
Yes, and they were going to be replaced. And I don't know that that ever happened.
Well, I don't recall that part of it, but
Well, there was a meeting somewhere, and somebody representing either MDOT or Wayne County, whoever that was, said that was part of it. Because you're talking about replacing the 51 trees, and you've talked about trees beautifying the city, and if there's any way to get more trees planted in this 4th Street median, between 4th Street and Outer Drive, you should pursue that. Thank you.
sure. Downtown Development Authority has, in conjunction with our DPS, secured grants to place trees in there. I think there's 20, 30 that has been done for the last, going back 3, 4 years. Carl isn't here, so he'd have a better idea on that. 3 years. Okay. Anyone else? Not seeing anyone, then we'll move on to oral reports from mayor and council. Council President Salcido.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, residents. I'll make this brief. Thank you, Vincent from GV Cement, for explaining that increase today to the residents. That was very nice of you to explain that. I wanted to make sure that that was conveyed to our residents. Thank you very much. Also, you would never know this, but it is spring. Please be careful when you're driving outside. Your kids are going to be out there more often than that. The weather will warm up sooner or later, and that's all I have. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, sure. Councilman Higgins.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I'd like to welcome 2 new businesses to Lincoln Park. TRP, it's a truck, trailer, and bus parts system at 3535 4th Street. They've taken an older building and rehabbed it, and it looks very nice. And I'd also like to welcome Garment Construction. They took over the old Apollo Printing Building. They've refurbished that building. Looks very nice on the outside. They're still working on the inside a little bit, but they've done a nice job, and I'd like to welcome them both to Lincoln Park. I'd like to remind everybody, we're coming up pretty close here to a skate show. We'll be on May 1st, and it is always a spectacular show, and I recommend everybody to come out and see it. I'd like to thank the Exchange Club for the Easter egg hunt. They did an amazing job, and a special thanks to the Easter Bunny. She did an amazing job that day. She did very well. That's all I really have for tonight, sir. Thank you.
All right, Councilwoman Tobin.
I don't have much. Skate Company Skating Cup Festival on Ice is 29th, 30th, and May 1st. Like Mike just said, the theme this year is Dreams. Come out and see this show. I believe it's the 47th year that Skate Company has performed here in the city, and it's just a really good time. Cinco De Mayo, April 30th from noon till 7. We've got bounce houses and face painters and mariachi and Mexican ballet, food trucks. It's going to be a real fun time, so bring your families out, get some food, hang out, and just enjoy yourself. And everybody stay safe, and don't anybody get sunburned out there in the next couple days.
Councilwoman Ross.
Thank you, Your Honor. I always thought that the Easter Bunny was a guy. You said she.
This year it was a she.
It was a she.
It was me.
Okay. I just want to pass along some thank yous. So thank you to Kona Ice. Thank you to all our reappointed board and commission members, and of course all of our board and commission members, because they give so freely of their time. Thank you to our residents who are here tonight. Thank you, Reverend, for staying with us. Thank you, Chief, for answering all our questions in both meetings. Thank you, Mr. Vitale, for answering our questions. Mr. Hollingsworth, thank you, as always. And John Kazoo, thank you. Mr. Zelenak, we gave you a workout tonight, too. Thank you.
I'm still at the kids' table.
And that's it. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Councilwoman Dupre.
We have a few events going on in the city, upcoming events that I'm really looking forward to. The Cinco de Mayo, the Spring Fling, and the parade coming up. And I'm also looking forward to better weather. And with that, I will say good night and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Kelsey.
First thing I'd like to say is, Ed, I gave you work, sorry, I just, decided to get your money's worth out of you when I seen the payable. Kona ice was very nice, Maureen, thank you. It was snowing when I got my ice, but I got it anyways. I'd like to thank John or the city manager, I'm not sure, I think I talked to you about Lafayette and Lincoln about the alley, it's all smoothed out, thank you. The resident now, when I'm having a coffee, won't yell at me, I appreciate that. Mayor, the Monty spool that's on the medium, I'll send you an email that I had from the state. They seem to think that they don't need to remove that, but I'll send it just for FYI. I've been asking them about it, and they've been kind of dragging their feet because basically they said, we don't have the time or money. And I'll just leave it there and wish everybody a nice night.
Thank you, sir. At our meeting, they said it would be 3 months. Once somebody has had an opportunity to claim it, then they would remove it, but everybody has their financial things. We'll have to do something else with it. Okay, so we have, as has been mentioned, some great events coming up. One, the ice show, the Festival on Ice, is 47 years has been going on. We only had 46 shows because, of course, with COVID, it was canceled last time. And if you have not had an opportunity, stop in and watch. And the things that these kids have accomplished over that period of time, and if you've seen it from year to year, you'll be able to see how they've improved and what a great job that they do. And it's a family affair. You got mom and dads running the lights, doing making the props and everything like that. So it's really a nice show. Cinco de Mayo started out 5-6 years ago. Now it is a much look forward to event. I would say that. I don't know what the Spanish words for April 30th is, but maybe we can come up with something different. And lastly, there's going to be a grand opening. Date hasn't been firmly established for the Detroit Salsa Company. For those that have been here for a while, that's the old Stylrite Awards place where they're located in. They put a lot of work into it, put a lot of money. So I know that my son-in-law really looking forward to that opening up. And he's been there a couple of times already. It'll be in May. We'll have that at the next meeting. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilperson Salcido?
Yes.
Tobin?
Yes.
Dupre?
Yes.
Higgins?
Yes.
Kelsey?
Yes.
Ross? Yes. And Mayor Carnes?
Yes.